first day of the week is done. What happened today? We did some A/B testing on the retention side for one ecom project, and yeah, we did set up some new email flows, some cross-selling flows, some new A/B tests in the abandoned cart flow. I will actually show you that because A/B testing is so important. So here, that's one email campaign that we sent out in Klaviyo, and here we made an A/B test just based on where we place the social proof section. Okay, so this version A, had the social proof section right here on top, right? So it's above the fold. So whenever I open the email, I can see it right away. Version B has the same social proof section and the same email content. It just has the social proof section at the bottom of the email, right? So most people will actually never see this because most people don't scroll down there. They just click on the first or second picture. Most people click here without ever scrolling on the email. So the interesting thing now is that here we had 12.1k revenue, and here we had 8.4k revenue. So the one with the social proof section above the fold made significantly more revenue, and a 50% uplift in revenue is massive, because if you run that up, there's just one email. That email made a little over 20,500 euros. If you run those numbers up and you say you make $1 million a year through email, and now you make 50% more because you do that in your campaigns, now you make 1.5 million. That's 500,000 euros per year more. So these things seem so small and so insignificant, and that's why most businesses never do them. But at the end of the day, that's a difference of 500,000 euros per year, and that's just one single variable. If you keep doing those things all the time, you make millions and millions in additional revenue just by running these split tests and finding out what works better for your audience, for your specific business case. And that's what we did here. What we then did next step, we implemented the exact same social proof section in the abandoned cart flow. And we also implemented it into the cross-selling flow, and we will probably implement it into some more in the future. But yeah, these uplifts are pretty significant, even though it seems like we're just changing such a small detail, but seeing that impact is massive, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now 6 o'clock, and I will now go to the gym. I already changed them, already in my gym clothes, and yeah, let's lift some weights. So one thing I actually really can recommend when you don't have a lot of hours to sleep, yet you still want to sleep well, and you still want to wake up well rested, one thing I can definitely recommend is this here, which is ashwagandha. No affiliation in any way, but it's just really good. So this is really quite a big dose I'll take right there. But hey, just for fun, let's do it. You leave it under the tongue for 1 minute, and it hits fast, because if you just take ashwagandha with a liposomal, it goes directly into the bloodstream, so it hits way faster and way stronger. Alright, so I do have a new concept where first hour of the day I dedicate that towards the highest leverage task that will yield the potentially highest number of added revenue to an ecom project I'm currently working on. Every day in the morning, I always go through all of the ad accounts, all of the Klaviyo accounts, and I go through all of the implementation boards for different ecom brands I'm currently scaling. Through doing that, I get an overview where each individual brand is currently sitting, and I also have an overview in my mind of what currently needs to be done through seeing the implementation boards, right? And seeing the status of all of the implementations that we're currently making. It's usually pretty clear what the highest leverage task that would yield the most additional, or the highest number of additional revenue, what that is usually pretty clear after that. And then I dedicate an hour to doing that. If you don't use timers for your work, you're just compromising on productivity. That's just Parkinson's law. Right? Whenever you do a specific task, the time it takes to accomplish the task will always expand to the time that you give yourself to accomplish the task. If you give yourself no time limit, it might take you 4 hours, 5 hours, or even longer. You know how you can always go deeper and deeper and deeper and keep doing the same task, kind of, and go to the next thing and the next subtask. But if you give yourself only 30 minutes or an hour to do that specific task, it will only take you an hour. That is actually pretty crazy, and it sounds completely nuts if I say it like that, but please try it out, because necessity breeds creativity. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so far for that. That actually helps me massively, but I want to be brutally transparent with you. I'm still struggling with this, and I would still be way more productive than I currently am. And I'm working on this day by day. And in my opinion, there is no magic pill where you start working on this and then from one day to another, you're Superman and you're just super productive. I just try to get a little better, like 5%, 10% better every single day. That's what I'm currently trying to do, right? As simple as that. And it's so important to keep going over a long period of time and to not get discouraged, even though it might not work out right away, or you might take still a very long time to do something in the beginning, right? It's about these small incremental changes, these small incremental improvements that happen every single day over the course of months and years, right? So it's all about that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back into work. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am now actually going to go to bed, and I already packed my bags because I'm going to go to Vienna tomorrow, Austria, country where I'm from. I'm going to go skiing over the weekend of this week and then stay in Austria over Christmas and then back for Dubai. So I packed my bags. I had a very productive day today. We scheduled some new campaigns, some new A/B tests for customer retention. We also launched some new A/B tests for landing pages to improve the conversion rates. And we also launched some new A/B tests for creatives. So actually a pretty productive day. Moved a lot of things forward. And all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will now go hit the bed, get at least roughly 6 hours of sleep before I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and fly to Austria, go ski. I will take you with me already. I'm really looking forward to doing that. So I'll catch you on the mountain. Okay, quick location switch from the Dubai apartment. We're now on the ski slopes and we're now going to go down here. First ride down the slopes. Excuse my English here, I'm missing the right ski vocabulary. But yeah, let's go for it. I will take you with me when riding in a second, but I need to get used to skiing again because I haven't been skiing in quite a long while. I think 2 years or so. So I need to get used to that again. And don't really want to go high speed right now with the camera in my hand. And I guess we'll get there soon. The time has come for filming a little bit. Maybe it's just the alcohol-infused tea speaking out of me, but I think I'm ready for this. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Isn't this amazing? And supposedly Mike is now getting serious and for the first time closing the shoes properly. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't this absolutely beautiful? I mean, look at this panorama here. I love it. And it's obviously a huge contrast from being in the desert to being here in the mountains. But it's a good contrast, and I think contrast is something beautiful in life, because having the same thing all the time obviously not just gets boring, but it just gets mundane. And I think it is very, very important to switch up your scenery from time to time in every realm, right? Switching up your routine, switching up your location from time to time. It gives you time to think, it gives you time to zoom out and get new perspectives on life and also on where you're currently going. So switching up the scenery from time to time is something that is, in my personal opinion, so vital. And by the way, sitting alone here in the 2 lift because it's just a 2-seater. Yeah, plan for the rest of the day, hit the slopes for an hour and a half more, and then go to the mountain cottage, cabin, whatever. It's been beautiful so far, and yeah, I'll keep you posted. Na nix, Morty! So the status quo update is Nigel, he lost his ski, which is very critical. Ladies and gentlemen, another day. Today I decided to go without a jacket. Let's see if I regret it.
Trouble in the 16, yeah, trouble in the 169. Yeah, second they don't want this. Second they don't want this. Slide. Say, trouble in the 16, yeah, trouble in the 169.
We call that Tiroler Grastel.
Alright guys, ski quest completed. That being said, let's go back home. Oh, it was an amazing trip, amazing 3 days. And now we're gonna go back to Vienna and gonna stay in Vienna for 2 weeks and then back home to Dubai.